What's good, YouTube? Today we got a fire mid taper for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all my steps and tricks to get a fire mid taper. Let's get into it.
I ain't capping if I said it, I done it. I get description, get the I ain't never going back to like 2018. I was rapping, was talking about nothing.
So to start this haircut off, we're gonna take our Coco clippers with our number 3 guard, and we're using our lever all the way closed just to cut down the hair. I feel like you'll get a more efficient and even cut, and the clippers could go more thoroughly through the hair or cut the hair more thoroughly with ease while using the lever all the way closed. And now we're setting in all our guidelines. We are setting it in like a, upside down, like a rainbow shape almost. And we're gonna do that on both right, left side, and the back of his neck area. So the reason why I cut his hair down, instead of picking it out, whatnot, a lot of barbers you tend to see them picking the hair out or combing the hair out for real. We didn't necessarily have to do that because our client does have curls. So there's really not no naps or nothing like that. So we didn't have to really pick it out. We just cut it down with the number 3 guard lever all the way closed. Now we set in all of our guidelines, and we start on the neck area. We got our lever all the way open right here. We're starting off with our lever all the way open. This is the first foundational starting point to our nice fade that we're going to be setting in. And now once we go up, we went about a half of an inch, and we're just fading down now, slowly closing the lever all the way till we get to the lever all the way closed. And as you're proceeding to fade down, bro, you always want to make sure you're closing the lever. As you move down in the fade, you close the lever. Now we're going to start with our number 2 guard, and then we're going to start debulking and fading down with our number 2 guard as well. It's a nice fading down process. It's nice, simple. And now we're slowly closing the lever, slowly moving the click lever system. These Coco trimmers have a 5 lever click lever system. So if you're used to click lever systems, it should be easy for you to understand. So we're slowly moving down. Now we're moving with our 1.5 guard. Our lever is all the way open when starting off with our 1.5 guard. With any guard that we switch to, we're going to start with our lever always all the way open. And then we're going to repeat that same exact process when closing our lever. And all we're doing is, touching up the fade, making a fade come from a smooth transition from a point from, dark, which is the hair up top, and to a light point to the bald spot, or the baldness all the way at the bottom. Not no bald spot. You don't want to put no bald spot in your client's head. That's something we don't want to do. But that's all the fade is, bro. Just a smooth transition. The more smoother the blend, or the more smoother the fade is, the more smoother the transition is, the better looking, or how them people say blurry, the more blurrier the fade will be. That's all a fade is moving from a point of, if you fade up to, down from up, it's a process from fading from a light process to a dark process, or a light area to a dark area. And if you're fading down, you're using like how I use a down fading technique. You're fading from a point of darkness to a point of lightness at the bottom. So now, after we use our 1.5 guard, we're using our number 1 guard. This is the red guard that I currently have on right now. And we started with this lever all the way open. Whenever you start with a new guard, you always pick up from when you left off from the previous guard that you was using, the higher guard. Remember, we was using a 1.5 guard. Wherever we ended with that 1.5 guard, lever all the way closed, that's where we begin with a smaller guard, which is our 1 guard all the way open. And we're not just randomly picking numbers, picking guards or whatnot. We're going accordingly to how, the guard system is made. 2 guard, 1.5, 1 guard. Now we're at a half guard. Now we're knocking out all this bulk to kind of blend the curls in with the nice taper that we have in the back. Now this is a process that y'all want to use just to make that transition a lot more smoother, because you don't want to look like you don't want your client's head looking like a blend and just stopping, and then it's just a whole bunch of hair out of nowhere. So I say a sweet spot is that number 2 guard. You start with the number 2 guard and you just go and work your way down. You're going with the grain at that point. Whenever you're fading, you're going against the grain. As you might see on this taper, for this side taper, we're doing the same exact thing. And for the other side, we're going to do the same exact thing. Repeat the same exact process. Repeat the same exact technique. So we can have a nice fluid taper. A nice fluid haircut all the way through. But whenever you're blending them points in, a number two guard is a nice point, and you're going with the grain at the top of the blend, and you're slowly closing the lever, moving down your click lever system, starting with the lever all the way open, which leaves the most hair, all the way to a point to where you leave the least amount of hair. And you want to do it to where the hair is cutting, and then when it starts to cut the hair, that's when you want to move down. If that makes any sense for y'all. Maybe I might need to come out with another video, a more in-depth video on it. I would say we do a lot of more so in-depth videos for y'all. But right now we're just doing our same exact process, our number two guard and fading down. It's all the same exact process, bro. Everything that I do is the same exact stuff, so I can get the same exact results, bro. It's important that you get a consistent same exact results. Imagine your client coming in one time, you giving him a nice taper or a nice haircut or whatnot, and then he come in 2 weeks later, a month later, and now you're giving him something totally different because you wanted to try something new, or you have 5 different techniques that you use to get, to try to get that perfect blend that you want. It's good to have one technique. You can add a little bit of, stuff here and there over time, but you really want to stick with one system, one technique that really works for you. So if you see progress, they got a lot of people that, that try different techniques. I feel like my technique is one of the more easier techniques on YouTube, bro. It's a very, very simple technique, and every single YouTube video that I have from a couple months ago, I want to say since 8 months ago, I've been using this. I found this technique and I've been using this technique nonstop. It don't matter if you got straight hair, if you got curly hair like this client, coarse hair like some of my other clients. It's still going to get that same exact blurry, nice results. And right here, you can see me turning my clipper to the side and only using my corners. You only want to use the corners whenever you're detailing. Whenever you're detailing and taking out a designated line of some sort, you don't want to use the whole blade, the whole guard. You don't want to use it, or you're going to wind up pushing the blend up higher than intended, and you're going to have to do a whole nother taper. You're going to have to reblend the taper, and you don't want to do that. You want to get your clients in about 30-minute haircuts. Some people do 20-minute haircuts. Some people do 10. I don't know how y'all doing it in 10 minutes, but bro, hey, do what you do. But look, every client, a nice time for every client is 30 to 35 minutes. I would say 30 because, if you're doing anything over 30 minutes, bro, you're kind of defeating that hourly wage unless you're charging a nice premium price. I charge $40 inside of, my new shop or whatnot, but $40 to $45, and I do that for 30 minutes. I charge $40 for 30 minutes, and I'm dang near booked out. I just moved there, a month and a half ago, I would say, or 2 months. It's about to be a full 2 months, so, I'm dang near booked out like Fridays, Saturdays, and I have a lot of people on my other days, so you could come and you can charge whatever you want in the barber game, as long as you put the work in behind it, as long as you consistent, as long as you put the skill level, go travel, go, if you're not, if as fortunate to travel right now, it's gonna come. You just gotta build that clientele and get that paper, get that money, stack your money out so you can go do these crazy things, meet these crazy people, meet crazy people like me, and come to classes and learn from other people. It's nice. You don't want to limit your you don't want to limit your education, bro. You want to keep going. You want to show your clients that you really care, that you really, into this, man. This is something that's important to you. You want them to see that. That's going to make more clients come. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all always want to be a sponge. Y'all always want to learn. Look how beautiful that taper is. Now, this is my liner process just for the back nape area or neck area. All it is a cotton swab, and then we sprayed it down with some alcohol. And all we're doing is wiping the skin now. That's all we're doing. Wiping the skin down, getting all that debris, that dirt, that nasty, yucky, that we getting all that off our client. But I make sure my clients, like in my description, I tell them, wash your hair before you come. And if you don't wash your hair, look, we're going to have to charge you that extra $10, $15, whatever it may be to, do what we need to do. It's important to have clean skin, clean hair when doing a nice haircut. And that was holding spray, and we cool down the holding spray with the our Dyson blow dryer. Now this is the hot towel process that I use on everybody. It just makes the haircut a lot better, makes the hairs lay down. If you're doing a more in-depth video on that, I do have previous videos. I just dropped a video on that specific thing right there. Now for our neck lineup, you do want to find a nice little angle and then work into and towards that curve. The curve is around the earlobe part. When doing the earlobe part or doing that curve right there, you do want to take your pointer finger. Remember this. You want to take basically your knuckle and hold that ear down and just work. It's just wrist work right there. Use the edge of your clipper, no matter edge of your trimmer. See, I'm on the right side of my client's head, so I'm using that left corner. See how I'm just using that wrist work, making that left corner. And you do want it to make it look nice and curvy, as I'm doing right here. And it's gonna make a nice that right there will transform your haircuts and make them stand out. Just that area right there, or just that type of work right there. And see how I'm pulling his ear back with my left hand just to get that ending product right there, ending, you know, the end of his lineup right there. I'm pulling his ear back with my left hand. Well, basically pinching it slightly back and then using my right hand to finish it off for real. And I was using the right side of my trimmer. Now you're just going to repeat the same exact process on the left side. You do want to make sure it's at a nice even angle. You do want to make sure both sides come down evenly on both sides. That's going to make the taper look more even and have you know, just look a lot more flush, a lot more light and nicer to your clients, a lot more nicer whenever you post your work on Instagram, you know, TikTok, YouTube, whatever the case may be, if y'all future YouTubers. But yeah, we're doing the same exact process. And I can't stress this enough, bro. You want to post your content. You don't have to do YouTube if you're not into cameras. If your clients feel uncomfortable. See me, I don't care. I don't really, I ask my clients, but look, we got to get this YouTube content out to y'all. So I'm going to do it regardless, But, for the side taper right here, you want to start at the bottom. I found it to be better whenever you start at the bottom and then you work into the curve and then you finish it off right there, just like that. I used to do the front lineup first, start in the middle, and then do the vertical bars and then do the C-cup. But I found more success. I found more, evenness whenever I do my C-cups first. And right here, I'm trying to picture y'all or show y'all like where the curve should be. The camera got a little blurry, but you want to make sure, like I made sure I know where my right side curve or C-cup landed at. Now I'm making that even with the left side. This is going to take the lineup to a whole new level. It's just going to look amazing, bro. It's going to look amazing whenever you get done with it. I'm making sure it's even. If I have to bring it up just a tad bit, I will bring it up just a tad bit. Not just the front lineup has to be even, bro. Not just the front lineup has to be straight. You have to do it with the curves on the side, and you have to do it with the vertical bars as well, making sure the placement is in the same exact spots. But whenever you're starting a lineup, you do want to start in the middle. Now, in my previous videos, I do tell y'all to look at the strong side and the weak side of somebody's lineup. Our client does have a calic, as y'all will see on his left side, but he has no strong side or weak side. So I worked my way. I was comfortable. I'm more comfortable because I am right-handed. We're working towards the right side. So that's what I did. And notice, whenever I'm working towards the right side or whenever I'm working to a designated side, I'm only using that side of the blade. If I'm working to the right side, I'm using the right side of my trimmer blade. If I'm working to the left side, I'm using the left side of my trimmer blade. It's going to create a more even cut. It's going to create a straighter line. The half of the blade that I'm not using, I'm placing that on the areas that I've already cut. In the areas that I haven't cut, I'm placing, like, see on the left side, I'm using the left side of the trimmer blade. The right side of that trimmer blade is on previous hair that I've already cut. So I can, make sure my lineup is straight. But this is the cut right here, and this is something that I got that's new, a hand brush, but this is a nice, clean taper fade. Hopefully I'll enjoy this video. But it's HYB. If you're not handling your business and what you're doing, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this video, bro. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're not handling your business and what you're doing, then we out.
Stop. Nigga, I'm here. I'm winning. Give me the Glock. Don't stop, cause I'm making a difference. Give it my all. Got you the reason I'm living.
Danny, please don't do anything crazy.